of course, we're not party to this divorce proceedings between the EU and the UK. But of course, we are in the middle of Europe. We are affected through a Brexit, whatever shape it will be. We also have our issues with the EU. Our data protection law dates from 1992. And already at the time we had like also a list which was published with like countries which we call at the time then appropriate, who have appropriate data protection legislation. This is maintained since the mid-90s, this list. And there, of course, historically on this list we had then various countries which were added upon review. And so we have each, also from the European, we do not list the European Union as a body, but each individual country which were added to the list. And this list also under the current Data Protection Act, this was maintained by the Data Protection and Information Commissioner. So it was not a political decision. And on the other hand, the current law is in Parliament, will be amended also to become in line with GDPR. And how long that takes, it's a political decision. In Switzerland, it always takes a little bit longer, but we are a federalistic country, and we are also used to have votes, and we vote on everything. And so if you want to pass a law like GDPR, it is important that it is discussed, well discussed, and that we find a solution that everybody can stand with it, and we actually then incorporate the law, which like everybody can agree, and even that would pass also a public vote. So we have there a totally different approach, totally different history about to do. It has also to do, of course, that we have like French, German, Italian, and Romansh-speaking parts which have like differences, and so we always look that we find a common solution, which takes a little bit longer sometimes. So this is why we have not yet passed the law. It's in Parliament. I think it will pass. When, I cannot tell you. It's a political decision. I'm not here to guess. I also don't have a crystal ball. On the other hand, we were also involved for a long time in the Council of Europe. We did a lot of work there, also work on the new Convention 108+, which we have not yet signed, but this was also a politically motivated decision, because you didn't want to force something on when it was in the Parliament. You know, because it would be the Federal Council, the government, and if they would go ahead and then sign something and then would put pressure on Parliament, it would probably be counterproductive. But I think it's clear that this will be signed once and ratified. There's no question about it. It's just a question of time a little bit. Now, coming back to Brexit, of course, how are we affected with Brexit? As we have like individually listed all the countries, upon Brexit, the UK is still on the list. And so it will not be removed. And then the question is, and we had also some discussion, and we have an official statement also from the commissioner, which is on the website. You have the link there, where we say we have no evidence currently that the UK would be not part of a list in the future. But of course, when the Brexit actually happens, we have to see, and maybe there will be some transition period. Maybe we have to review it, depending on how the situation looks. But for the moment, we don't see we don't have any sign that it will be a race to the bottom, where we would have to say no, UK cannot be anymore part of the list. And here, two weeks ago, the annual report was published by the commissioner. And there we also made like clear that from our point of view, it's important that we move ahead. And also with the convention, that the convention is signed. And also we ask like the parliament that they do their work and then actually also advance and pass. And so we have kind of like a GDPR law, data protection law in Switzerland. In the future, also will change. In the future, under the new law, it will no longer be the Data Protection Commissioner who keeps the list or says something is adequate. We will also change the name. Now it's appropriate. It will be adequate. It will be a political decision. It's the Federal Council. It's just like in the EU. It's the Federal Council who will decide upon adequacy and no longer the Data Protection Commissioner. So it's similar. So everything will be similar. It's just a little bit, it takes a little bit longer.